I shared that there are 4 steps in that process. And those steps were to create, to crawl, to cry, and then to conquer. We get to create our own space. Sometimes when we know where we want to be, it's a crawling process. And then we go through periods where it looks like it's not working, and it's okay to cry as long as you cry with an agenda. And then when we get to that conquering phase, now that I've covered the process, I'm honored and yet shocked to be back here again this year to enlighten you on who should be with you through this process. Do you think you do it alone? Okay, good answer. So on social media, because Kim's post didn't bother me. Well, the ones with me in it didn't bother me at all. We live on social media sometimes, and you'll see pictures of girls, and they'll say squad goals. Like this, them and their friends, right? Squad goals. I always wonder in the back of my unnosy mind, who makes up your squad? And how do you determine that your squad is tight? Because I don't know. There are times in our lives when we might be posting with our squad, but our lives are a wreck. Yeah. There may be times when we are saying FOE. Y'all know when people post that, what that means? FOE? Family over everything. And our families are failing. Our families are jacked up. But we FOE, family over everything. There may be times when from the outside looking in, it looks like we have it all together. Yeah. And in the inside, we just barely trying to stay afloat. Who assists you when you are in trouble? Who prays you through when you are in a crisis? Who comes to your rescue when you need to get back on track? See, in the world, when there's trouble or you feel like there's an issue about to happen that's going to be detrimental to you, or you get in an accident, we're not calling whojustgothit.com. We train to call 911. So when 911 comes, there will be call our first responders. The police, the firemen, and the ambulance. There can be times when 911 is called and they can't fix the problem. So when that happens, who's their backup? I know y'all don't know this. So it says, did you know that there are times when calling 911 is not sufficient? There are instances and situations are above their pay grade in their training of regular emergencies and rescue operations. If you are honest this morning, there are times in your life when this pain has just been above your pay grade of what you can handle. When those times arrive, even the police have somebody they call when they can't help. And that special unit that they call is called a SWAT team. SWAT. SWAT. My question to you this morning is, who makes up your SWAT team? Oh, wait, you didn't know you needed a SWAT team. Well, that's why I'm here. So, what are your SWAT team? These are sisters who assist in your tests, trials, and triumphs. You need a group of sisters. And your sisters don't have to be black. Y'all know. We got some Vietnamese sisters and white sisters. But you need a set of sisters who are able to assist you in your tests, trials, and triumph. Because living this life as a Christian woman, it takes a team. You know, it says it takes a village to raise a child. But as a woman, when you are fully grown, nobody can re-raise you. But you do need people to assist you. And so I didn't make this up. Kim told y'all I'm a licensed minister. I don't know how that happened. Bishop was when he said he was trying to license people and teach people about the gifts of administration. Right, Tim? That's what he should have left it at that. Made me wear a collar. And that's not what I you know, and he messy because he got a photographer that day. He's messy. But yeah, so you need a team. Rick Warren says that none of us are strong in every area. Okay? Some of us are gifted as preachers, but not gifted as counselors. Some of us are strong leaders, but we're not so good with details. Some of us are good at building relationships, but we are not good managers. And that's actually a good thing. Because if you were good at everything, There would not be room for anybody else in the body of Christ. So good teamwork is necessary in all areas of our lives, in our families, our businesses, and our communities. So because Kim said they made me a minister, I'm going to give y'all a couple of scriptures. So, Ecclesiastes 4:9-12 says, two are better than one, because together they can work more effectively. If one of them falls down, then the other can help them up. But if someone is alone and falls, it's just too bad. That's what the Bible said. I didn't write that. That's in Ecclesiastes 4:9-12. Nehemiah 4 says, when the Israelites were rebuilding the wall in Jerusalem, the work got so tough and they got discouraged. Have you ever been there before? When you're just on this road and you seem like you planned everything out and it's just not working out and you just don't understand why? Why you always have to be the last one? Why it works out for everybody else? The people who are not even thinking about God? And you're sitting here, Lord, I go to church, I tithe, I pray for this man, and he's still acting a donkey. My children won't do right. Why? So we get discouraged, and we're not the first ones. Discouragement is in the Bible, and especially in this scripture, they got so discouraged, they just finally gave up. So what Nehemiah did is he reorganized the work into teams. So again, there were teams in the Bible. So you need a team in this life. And with those teams, some of them were building and the others were just sitting and praying. And then they alternated. Your SWAT team, you got to have some alternators on your team, right? Mark 6-7 says, when Jesus sent people out in ministry, he sent them out in twos because he didn't expect them to minister alone. So if he didn't even expect his disciples to go out on their own, he does not expect you to be out here on your own. Acts 24 says Paul specifically mentions 7 people who were a part of his ministry team. He brought others along not only to train them, but also to keep them encouraged. So I didn't make this up. I just wanted to show y'all that you need a team, and it's in the Bible. So what is a SWAT team? A SWAT team is a designated law enforcement team whose members are recruited, selected, trained, equipped, and assigned. They are recruited, selected, trained, equipped, and assigned. Be careful who you select for your SWAT team. Make sure you put in some good recruitment efforts, that they have been selected because God told you that's who you're supposed to be with. They have been trained by the Holy Spirit, and they are equipped to assist you and assigned to your life for this season. Make sure you check them out. So they are put in place to resolve critical incidents involving a threat to public safety, which would otherwise exceed the capabilities of traditional law enforcement. So their name really means special weapons and tactics. There are critical areas that they focus on. Now, the one thing about a SWAT team is they just don't show up. The SWAT team doesn't come until they do what's called a call out. Now, your SWAT team can't come help you if you don't call. Because, that's what we do. We sit down with our little cute self. We go shopping for about 2 hours because that's going to make us feel better. Now we just stay online and shop. And so we shop for a few minutes, and then we come back home. We stop and get a little beverage that ain't community juice. And then, we say, I'm going to figure this out. I got this. Well, really, God has already assigned people to you who can be a help to you, but they will not come unless you call. Your SWAT team has some responsibilities. One of the responsibilities when a SWAT team is called out, they're called out. I'm going to tell you 2 reasons they're called out. They're called out for hostage rescue and when someone is in a barricade. You may say you've never been a hostage before. Well, can I tell you a little bit? Some of us are being held hostage by our past. You still can't forget the thing that teacher told you were not smart enough. You are held hostage by the parent who said, I like your brother and sister better. They might have not verbally said it, but you felt it. You were still held hostage by the fact that you think you didn't do everything you wanted to do. And now you're too old. It's too late. You may be held hostage by your past, by that family member or neighbor that touched you. And you never told anybody. And so now because of that, you don't trust anybody. Nobody can get close to your heart. Nobody better not come your way looking like him or her. You are held hostage by your past because now you are stuck. And this is for me with your baby daddy. Jesus. For 18 years. But that was your choice.
That's right.
And so you have to have your SWAT team come and help you with that. We can be held hostage by our pain. You put everything you had into that relationship. You help your mom and them pay for your wedding. And you know that man really didn't like you like that. But you said, you know what? He already gave me my ring. I done already told people I'm getting married. And that's it. It's a done deal. You done already put money down on this house that you know you can't afford. Because you want to tell somebody, no, I live in a gated part. And now you're in pain because you can't buy what your children need. You can't even give in church the way you want to. You're in pain because you took this job just to say, I have a job, when God told you that's not where you were supposed to be. And now every day, you wake up in the morning hating
to go to work.
You sit in a parking garage and just look. Going off and just looking at people. Because you're in pain, because you're in the wrong place. We can be held hostage by, I said, our past, our pain, and then not knowing your purpose. What an awful place is that to get.
Yes.
When you don't know. Because you think your purpose is to be like everybody else. Well, you are a masterpiece. You're not a dime piece. You're a prime piece. And prime pieces have different callings. They have different anointings. And until you release your faith to do what God called you to do, you're going to continue to be held hostage by not knowing your purpose. Then there's that barricade situation. Now, you know, I know I'm from New Orleans. Y'all know we think we hood. We're really not. We're a little Christian hood. Well, we all know this shit. Okay. You know, we saying, if somebody lock me in the house, I'm busting out of there. No, you scared. You know, you gonna get on the floor and crawl like me and my mama did. But anyway, different. We've been through some things. But what are some barricades that can hold you? Your family can be a barricade sometimes. Because you're the one that everybody calls. You're the one. What we gonna eat for Thanksgiving dinner? Where we going this Sunday? Mayor Walker? What you cooking today? Now you ain't seen them since last Sunday. They ain't brought nothing to your house. They ain't brought no plate, no fork. Ain't mop the floor. Ain't wash the dish. Put your pillow back on the sofa. Nope. And guess what? You're going to do it again next time. Because you're barricaded by the need of your family. All your little cousins look up to you. I like your hair. And then you say, oh, well, let me give you the girl number who did my hair. I'm going to make the appointment and then I'll just pay for it. So now you're the designated hairdresser paid. They're not going to do it without you anymore. And you have to be released from some of those barricades. Another barricade is fear. Some of us are just afraid. I have a very good friend today who did not come here today out of fear. Out of fear that this would be so familiar that it would look like church where she was hurt before. That's a barricade. That's 15 years ago. She doesn't want to be around anything that looks like God's people because she's afraid because of the way they treated her when she went through her story. there are people that are afraid to love again. Y'all know, for those of y'all who know me, I ain't ashamed. I've been married 3 times. I might get married again. And my mama said if I do, we gotta wear tie-dye shirts. And we gonna be in the backyard. If I'll be honest with myself, I'm afraid. I'm afraid when that man tells me, I think you're so beautiful. And then inside I'm like, stop lying. I think you have it going on. I'm like, shut up. Because of fear. I don't want to walk down that road again. And so there are so many of us who are just, you're afraid to step out on faith. Just for little things. Because it's familiar to you when you failed the first time. But that's what life does. Failure isn't final. The other barricade we have is finances. Finances. Some of us just plain live above our means. We do. And then we got to go take out a payday loan. Or we done loaned all our money out. And now your baby daddy call you and tell you he ain't got the daycare money. That's what again. And so now I got to not pay something to do what you were supposed to do. And so who helps me with my finance? That's not my thing. And so sometimes your finances can barricade you. You've not done all that you can do to put yourself in a place to understand a budget and what that looks like. Those are barricades. Now let me tell you what your SWAT team is trained in. They are trained in negotiations, rescue, and snipers. You say I don't need any negotiations because whatever I say, it's going to be what I say, and that's how that's going to roll. The devil is a liar. You need to have somebody on your SWAT team that you could call and say, girl, before I send this text message, I'm going to need you to read it. Let me tell you what she said, and then tell me what I should say, so it don't sound like what I want to say. So your SWAT team members ought to be trained in negotiation. When you decide if you should bring this man around your children. And your friend told you she saw him with his girlfriend at the White House of your cousin. That negotiator says no good. So you need people who are trained in negotiation. You need people who are trained in rescue efforts. Because sometimes we're too dumb to know we're stuck. We're so happy. You know, we got us a little new boo. And he killed, and he can construct sentences. He only been in jail one time, and it was for a little small felony. He liked me. But sometimes you need to be rescued. When they come to rescue you, they don't come in no cute little Camry or no van. They have a vehicle called a Bearcat armored car. The reason why they come in that Bearcat armored car is because that vehicle is designed to take out buildings. Now we talk about we build walls. Y'all know we started building walls when we was 12. Now we on skyscrapers. Some of us done built towers around us, so nobody can get close to us. And so that Bearcat armored vehicle can break down those walls. Not only can it break down the walls, but it seats about 8 to 10 people. Because sometimes you're too crazy just to hear from one person. You need your other auntie who told your cousin to tell you. Then you need your old teacher from the 6th grade you done ran into a fiesta to tell you. Your mama already told you. So that Bearcat vehicle fits enough people to assist in that rescue. The other thing your SWAT team is trained in is in sniper. You the sniper. Let me tell you what she is too. Let me tell you what snipers do. Snipers are so successful because they use what we call night vision. Now my mama is a sniper. She the coolest sniper I ever seen. I could bring somebody around her, and 2 minutes later, she like,
Stop it before it starts.
Don't you bring her back. Watch her around your husband. And I'm like, Mama, but she's so rich. Because when it's dark in our lives, we can't see. So you need that sniper to come through with that night vision. See through that darkness in your life.
That's good. Good word.
Thank you for my sniper.
Good word. Yeah.
You know, when the sun is shining, it's so good. And then when they break our little heart, or we done fell off the building and cracked our legs and we can't walk no more, then we go blind. But that's what your snipers do. So let's talk about what the members of your team. Who are they? First of all, think about your team. If you are the strongest person on your team, you need a new team. If you are the one, you need a new team. I have this post because you know I do dating websites. I'm gonna get in trouble. So I do dating websites. And in my profile, it says that I desire a man whose spirit is stronger than mine. Because I can handle my spirit. But can you hold my spirit? Can you walk me through? I could pray myself through. But are your prayers a little stronger than mine? Yeah. Do you have a closer relationship with God than I do? So in your circle, if you are the strongest person on your SWAT team, you need a new SWAT team. One person on your SWAT team needs to be motherly. I did not say your mother because it took me until I was a grown woman to understand that every little girl doesn't have a good relationship with her mother. That bothered me to my spirit and soul when I found that out. Now, my mommy is my best friend. She likes me now. She didn't like me for a long period of time.
Yep.
She was quite honest about how much she didn't like me. And it never, ever faded.
All the time.
She was my mama. But in her periods of not liking me, it was because she was training me. And she knew the stages I was in. Mm-hmm. And she knew I was crazy. I was so bad. I was so bad, y'all, that one day a dog bit me, and I bit the dog back. And the people came to my mama's house to tell my mama that she needed to pay the vet bill because I broke the dog's skin. Well, the dog broke my skin. He bit me right here in the back of my leg, and you know that's what we do. You bite me, I bite you back. So I started that early. But yeah, I bit the dog. So I was bad. So I didn't understand that everybody didn't have the relationship with their mom that I had with my mom. My mom was very open with me. She totally made me believe she was my friend. And she liked me when I was 17, and she didn't. You know, she was that mom that said, when you get ready to have sex, let me know. And I said, okay, I said, I'm going to let me know. And then when I went and told her, I said, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Now she done passed out across the bed, and I was confused. But so I didn't know everybody didn't have that. If my mama told me don't go somewhere, and I was in the car with my friends, and we showed up there, I got back in the car and left because I knew my mama was gonna come find me. Mm-hmm. And so we had that kind of relationship. Some girls don't have their mother, right? They were raised by daddy, or mommy was out there, or the grandma. You just need a motherly figure on your SWAT team. Somebody who can coddle you, somebody whose lap you could crawl up in and cry, and they're not gonna judge you. Somebody who's gonna nurture you back from where you are. You need somebody who's spiritual. Now my spiritual SWAT team member is hit. Elder Tony. Tony, so stay right your hand, Tony. She has such a relationship with Jesus that I desire. Now, this is how phone calls go with Tony, conversation. I'm like, Tony, let me tell you, da 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 da. And she's like, yes. My God. Yes. Okay, you finished? Yeah. Okay. In the name of Jesus, but that's not what but you need that sometimes to bring you back to God. Because there are times when you are going through so much that God sometimes is the last thing you think about. You don't want to go to church. You don't want nobody to pray for you. But you need that person on your SWAT team who is spiritual.
Bring it back.
You need somebody who is real. That's going to tell you, girl, you look crazy today walking. You're not going nowhere with me today. No. Don't call me. Don't call me now that he done took all your money out your bank account. I told you that wasn't the one. Nope, you about to make another bad decision. You need somebody in your life who knows you, who's not going to judge you, but is going to love you enough to tell you the truth. You also need somebody financially smart. I'm so good. My financial friend is here too, Miss Jennifer, baby. If I can get my money like Jennifer, y'all, I'm telling you, I stopped working. Sometimes you got to sit at the feet of people who are investors, who make good financial decisions.
Yes.
Who don't have to go borrow from their AT when a family emergency comes up. Who could buy their husband a Maserati just because it was his birthday. Who can do that? You know, so you need, and not about material things, but who can help you with your 401k? Yes. Do you have enough of life insurance? Yes. Why are you paying on the policy you just started paying on in your mama's 70? Save your money. Yes. Save $1,000 a month, $500 a month. That's going to be the same cost of you burying her. So there are things and times that you need people who are smarter than you financially to help you with your life. You also need somebody on your SWAT team who's driven. I'm allergic to lazy people. And so if you always got that friend and all she doing is chilling, chill without me. You need somebody whose thought process is always what's next. Okay, you accomplished that. Now what? Okay, we got to that goal. What's your next goal? So you need somebody who's driven. You also need somebody who's focused. Because sometimes life will have you all over the place. You need that person that's going to reel you back in and say, all right, you had your little moment. You done cried long enough. Get up, wash your face, put some makeup on, and let's get back to what we were doing. You also need somebody who is fit. This is a struggle for me. Because you keep saying, oh, girl, you know, I went to the doctor. You know how much I weigh now? And then you still ain't did nothing about it. You know, you need that friend who eat wheatgrass in the morning. And go jogging 5 miles a day. You know, if for nothing else, then to try to walk with you once a week. Because we have so many people depending on us, we have to be our healthiest self. I'm 47 with a 3-year-old. The baby said he was angry with God the other day because he made everybody in his family old. The baby said his mama old, his daddy old, his granny old, his brother's old. I have to be here for that child. So I need somebody who's going to call me, and I have that person that say, Avery, did you get up and at least do 10 minutes this morning? Hey, when you get to work, remember, take the stairs. Don't take the elevator. So you need that SWAT team. Your SWAT team's purpose, they are to plan, position, and pursue. So when the SWAT team comes in, they come in with a plan. We have to get this hostage out of this building. We have to position ourselves right to make sure we all leave out of here alive. And then we have to pursue the goal of just making sure everybody gets out okay. That's what your SWAT team is supposed to do. On the SWAT team, everybody has a position. There's position 1 who walks in with the gun like this. Position 2 has his back to position 1. And then there's 3 and 4. There's 5 by the window, 6 in the air, 7 and 8 on the ground. If 2 and 3 stop and start talking to each other, 1 and 5 dead. So on your SWAT team, make sure everybody continues to stay in position. You don't want a single friend on your SWAT team talking to you about your marriage trouble. That's not what you want. You don't want your friend with 17 kids to be telling you she know how you feel because you ain't had no baby yet. No, you don't. Let everybody play their position. the goal is for everybody to get out safely. Your SWAT team is to help you get through this life safely.
Amen.
I want y'all to look around this room. In this room, there are 3 illuminated exit signs. These signs are not here by mistake. We could not be in this room legally if there were not designated exit signs in case of emergency. So when an emergency breaks out in your life, you want to make sure that you have a team that can help you identify the exit signs. Sometimes the way that you got into it, because we came in that front door. If there's an emergency, you're not going back out that front door. So sometimes the way that you get in is not always the way that you're going to get out. And I just stopped by to tell y'all that God has put some emergency exits in your life because He's always going to make a way to bring you out. He's always going to make a way of escape for you when you are in your tests, trials, and tribulations. So build your SWAT team. Keep those sisters who can assist you with your tests, trials, and tribulations active in your life, and allow each of them to play the position that God has assigned them to play. Thank you.